Today for our reading piece, you are going to need out two things. You are going to need your graphic organizer we filled out earlier that had the Punic War read aloud, right? You should have that side filled out with some of those main key pieces we discussed and went across in our reading. Today, during your reading piece, you are going to be filling out Hannibal Crosses the Alps. You guys will also then need out your reader, have out your reader. And in your reader, we are going to be in chapter 5 today. You don't need to open it yet. We'll get there in a moment. We're going to be in chapter 5. We're going to go over some vocabulary first. Are you ready? Our first word is the word confront. What's our word?
Confront.
If you confront someone, you meet them face to face. So you might confront something about an issue and talk to them face to face. If you're confronting them, you're doing it in person. Our next word is counterattack. What is it?
Counterattack.
This means to attack back. So we read in our reading about how Hannibal and his men came into Rome to attack, right? And then the Roman legions, they had counterattacks, lots of little counterattacks where they were attacking back. Our next word is invade. What is our word?
Invade.
Invade means to attack or to enter a place in order to take control of it. So in our reading earlier, the Carthaginians invaded Rome, and then in a counterattack, the Romans invaded Carthage. So there was that invading. They went into their country, each other's country, with the intent of taking it over. Our next one is going to be a rival. What's our word?
Rival.
Rival is just an enemy. It's going to be someone who you are in competition with, an enemy. And the last one we're going to go over today is the word victorious. What is our word?
Victorious.
If someone is victorious, they have
Won.
They have won. They have won a war. They have won a contest. They have won a race of some kind. If you are victorious, you have won. Fabulous. Third graders, as I mentioned, we are going to be in our books today, and we are going to be in chapter 5. If I look in the table of contents, I know that chapter 5 is called Hannibal Crosses the Alps. And I know that it starts on page 42. So what page will you turn to? Please do so.
Hannibal crosses the Alps.
Thank you for being so respectful. Last part. We are on Hannibal Crosses the Alps today. And remember, as we read, we're still going to be thinking the main ideas that we come across for Hannibal Crosses the Alps, okay? And we're going to be writing them down in that graphic organizer today as you guys go. Go ahead and go to the beginning of Hannibal Crosses the Alps. Chapter 5. I would like you guys to start out by reading these first 2 pages. And I want you to read these 2 pages to yourself to find out how Carthage may have come to control so much territory. I want you to read to find out how Carthage may have come to control so much territory. Graphic organizer, that was your next task. Okay, third graders, hopefully you did find something to add. We had a little extra time because I was sharpening pencils, but today I asked you to read to find out how Carthage may have come into control of so much territory. So what did you find out? Chloe.
They fought 3 wars against the
Carthages. Grayson.
They fought during the years 264 and 146
So they were fighting for a long time, weren't they? If you're fighting that long, do you think you're going to eventually start to get some different land, some different areas?
Yeah.
Definitely. Let's look at it at that map on page 43 here. What information can we gain from that map on page 43? Joey, what information do we get from that map on page 43?
What route Hannibal took?
Yep, so I love that key. This is different from the last map we saw because it still gives us some of that other information about where Rome is and the other territories. But we see that line is showing us the route that Hannibal took. So he started off, he went up through Spain and all the way through it, right? Is that the correct direction of it?
No.
Yep, because the arrow goes that way. So he starts this way and he goes around. He went up through the Alps, and then remember he invaded Rome through the north. And so he came in through the north side. So he went all the way over here and crossed those Alps to come in. And then when he knew that Rome was attacking his own country, what did he have to do? He had to make it back quick. So was he going to take all that time to go through the Alps again? Nope, he just crossed the Mediterranean and headed home. Great. Let's go ahead and turn to the next page. On this page, we see that picture with who in it again? We see those elephants in Hannibal. Our caption says this is Hannibal gathering his army to cross over the Alps. Why are there elephants in this image? Brock.
Because he used it to cross the Alps.
He used them to cross the Alps. Remember we read that was a pretty scary thing for those Romans, right? Kyler.
Because so he would make
Hopefully easier, right? Hopefully easier for him. I'm going to read the first paragraph to you, and then you're going to take over from there. And let's see what information we can add. Hannibal's father fought against Rome in the First Punic War in 264 to 241 CE. He made his son swear he would carry on the fight against Rome. Hannibal swore he would and kept his promise. It was Hannibal who led the fight against Rome in the Second Punic War in 218 to 201 BC. What information can we add to our chart that we just read in that paragraph there? Quick talk with your neighbor. Some of you aren't quite sure. Quick talk.
the second Punic War. I was hoping I didn't mean that.
Let's make sure we're sticking our focus to just that first paragraph. 3, 2, 1. Sticking on just that first paragraph. What is some information we could add to our chart about the Punic War? Cooper.
That the second Punic War was in BC.
So we know that the Second Punic War was from 218 to 201 BCE, and that's the one he fought in, right? Or Hannibal, anyway. What else do we know about the Punic Wars then? Grayson. You're good.
Hannibal's father made him swear to fight against Rome.
Yep, so Hannibal's father was the one that made him do it, right? Why would his father care so dang much to make him swear to do this? Kaylin. Because he what?
He led the fight against Rome.
His dad did in the first one, he did in the second, right? So he's kind of carrying on that legacy of his father. They're going to finish reading this page and see if there's anything else you can add to your chart. We read that Hannibal, in that second paragraph, Hannibal gathered his army in Spain. And in the third paragraph, we learned about how he wanted to attack Rome. In order to do that, he had to cross the Alps. Let's go ahead and turn to our next page. On this one, we see that caption again. Everybody turn your attention to the caption on the bottom of page 47. Read it with me. Hannibal and his troops won several battles against the Romans. So they're winning sometimes, aren't they? We know the end, but they are winning at times. I would like you guys to read this to yourself to learn more about Hannibal's army. When you're done, what are you going to do? Write down those important pieces that we can take away. So read to learn more about Hannibal's army, and then write down any of those important pieces.